There's this absolutely bonkers story about an influencer named Sky Wheatley. If that sounds like the name of a weird serial heiress, it's not. She is an influencer who was on Big Brother Australia, and she is now a mom influencer on social media. And she went viral because there's this video where her son is throwing a tantrum in a Kmart, and she essentially, unlike what the U.S. government claims it does, she acquiesces to the terrorist demands. She says, look, if you stop crying, I will give you what you want, which was what, a bucket, right?
It was, I don't know, some kind of toy that this kid just wanted so badly that he was writhing around on the floor in the fluorescent lights of a Kmart. And she posted this video. Let's react to the video. I want to know what you guys think.
All right, here we go.
Break it. Up you get off the floor. Okay, if you get off the floor, you can have it. Jump up. Jump up. Calm down. Are you going to stop throwing it on the ground? Are you going to stop throwing it? Are you going to stop throwing it? Stand up, please. Stand up.
Crazy walk a BOSS things when we walk through you.
Gonna get muted for that.
Yeah. So the ending shows that the kid got what he wanted. He was rewarded for his behavior in the Kmart.
Look,
and I mean, she's getting a lot of hate because this is the trend of gentle parenting, right?
Yeah.
Where you kind of acquiesce to everything your kid demands or asks for, and you give in to these behaviors that are gonna follow them later in life. And I mean, I'm sure that she doesn't always do this, right? It'd be a bad thing if she does. And I'm not a parent, so I don't know what it's like, but there are a lot of comments from moms that were saying, you know, I relate to this. One said, as a mom of 3, there's no way I would have bought him anything after throwing a tantrum like that. And she replied, wow, your kids must be angels, jealous. And then other moms said, I have absolutely zero judgment for giving in. We are only human, girl. Another said, unfortunately, with toddlers and their big emotions, we just got to pick our battles. So this was brought up as an example of that, where she didn't pick her battle that day. She decided to let him win that day.
Let's be fair here. You and I, neither of us are parents, so we can't know what it's like to be in this position. But I understand. Look, I worked in retail for a lot of years and saw a lot of kids hold their parents hostage for extended periods of time. And to these parents' credit, most of them didn't give in. Like, most of them said, if you keep doing that, you're not going to get anything for dinner, which, always
was this ever your personal experience? Were you a kid that threw a lot of tantrums?
I don't remember.
You don't remember?
I don't remember. I do remember one example, maybe. That's not really relevant here. Like, I can't think of anything that's very young, right? You're at a very young age at that time period. Maybe I could ask my dad someday, like, did mom have any? Okay. I don't know my mom, but like if my dad had any stories, like, hey dad, did I ever hold you hostage at a store because I wanted bubble gum? Because I wanted Big League Chew and you wouldn't buy me the Big League Chew.
I remember that I've been told I was a very well-behaved baby, but then once I was a toddler, I just threw the most demonic tantrums, and the rest of the time I would be totally quiet and well-behaved. Thank you.
I buy you as quiet and well-behaved.
Quiet, well-behaved, a little bit creepy.
I buy that.
There was this one time, this is funny. There was this time when I was like, I must have been 3 or 4 years old, and I got out of my little kid bed in the middle of the night and walked downstairs and just stood still by the radiator that we had downstairs. Hello?
Second crisis party for free? This is like the second time it's done that.
Yeah, what is this?
What is that?
We're not giving handouts.
to make us whole on that free third crisis party?
Yeah.
What the hell was that?
Well, I just stood there silently by the radiator after I walked downstairs in the middle of the night, and I just waited.
There we go.
Okay, then it stopped.
Okay.
But I just sat there and waited, and they heard someone walking around, so they thought there was like a home invasion. My parents like walked downstairs and started looking around and hoping there wasn't a burglar inside, and I just stood there watching them look around for me.
Yeah.
In plain sight, and then like just imagine in the darkness like stumbling upon
creepy Mary
your 3-year-old just standing there being like, hello.
I mean, I see you absolutely like that's a trope in movies, is the creepy kid.
And that was
I
me.
bet you would have been a great creepy kid in a movie.
That was me. I was literally the ghost girl as a kid.
Like if they made maybe they already did this. Maybe if they made like the all-female Children of the Corn with the female lead child rather than the boy, you could totally do that.
Yeah. And the rest of the time I just had like occasionally these most demonic, inconsolable tantrums, and it wasn't even like this kid did. I wasn't demanding anything. I didn't know what I wanted. I didn't want anything. I was just like going insane. Because I, like, from being well-behaved the rest of the time, I just needed to, like, explode and just scream. And then they would splash my face with cold water, and then I just stopped. Isn't that
sensory overload?
Try that. How's that for a solution? Just splash your kid in the face with cold water and see if they snap out of it.
She just sprays it.
Yeah, that wouldn't have worked on me. But the cold water, yeah. I don't know. I just remember that, like, I would just be quiet and well-behaved all the time, and I had to let it all out.
I was my brother was my brother was more quiet. My brother didn't ever have trouble sleeping, didn't wake up in the middle of the night. I, on the other hand, even to this day, was a terror and was constant, never slept, always awake. Probably not the easiest kid to raise. So, sure. but I was also not, I was never in trouble, or anything like that. But I don't know if I threw any tantrums. I wish, if my dad was ever on the show, he could probably tell you some fantastic examples of that.
I would say, like, if your kid is throwing a tantrum about wanting a stupid toy at Kmart, it's probably not the toy that they're screaming about. Like, maybe there's something else going on. But also, I would say this, the mommy influencer culture and the mommy Facebook group culture is the most toxic place you can find on the internet. It's worse than 4chan. It's worse than incel forums. It is the most toxic environment that you can find online, and you will get judged and dragged for doing literally anything or nothing. The
actual toxic gossip train is the mommy influencer. The mommy influencer shows. Especially, I think was it Libby who was talking about like the Facebook, like the mom Facebook groups are just the most evil places.
They are.
They are, right?
It's true.
Also, somebody else points out, they said like you're shoving a phone in the kid's face.
No, that's another thing. Like, of course, if I had a tantrum in the age of smartphones, that would not help anything. That would not help the situation. And more so than I would criticize her for her parenting style, I criticize recording your kid having one of the lowest moments and posting it for millions of people to see. That's bad.
We haven't even
unequivocally, I can say that's a bad idea.
We haven't even reached the age yet where back in the day, your parents embarrassed you by showing your friends your baby photo, your embarrassing photos. Now they show the entire world your embarrassing. You show the baby
TikToks.
Yeah, like one day you're going to be an adult. First of all, this kid's going to have to grow up and his friends are going to be talking about how hot his mom is. That's the real problem, right? Yeah. So that's going to happen. And then after that happens, they're going to be going through and like, hey, look at this video when you were young and you were acting like a complete idiot. And then they'll be laughing at him and clowning on him. And the kids who have parents that didn't treat their kids like social media credit coins will not have to worry about that because their parents had the good sense to not put them front and center as a way of, chasing clout online.
How would this kid feel about it 10 years from now?
It's a
20 years from now down the line, with people scrutinized him for having a tantrum when he was 4 years old.
One day,
it's just not a good idea.
One day, like him, in the future, This kid, he's going to be engaged, he's going to get married, and he's going to be arguing with his girlfriend, and she's going to be like, I don't want my son to be like, and she's going to use this as some type of like, got you to him.
What, our kids are going to behave like this?
Yeah.
No, it'll be like, that video of you having a tantrum when you were 4 years old really gave me the ick, babe.
She's like, dude, I got
curious about this lady, Sky Wheatley, and I went to her YouTube page, and the first thing that I see is, a thumbnail of her crying in her car titled, in all caps, "Boob Job Vlog." This is not the most common experience for
Boob job vlog doesn't bother me. Crying to your phone bothers me.
Feel bad for me. I got a botched boob job.
We don't even, and we're not even, remember the video of the mom who's like trying to do the thumbnail crying with the kid?
that was worse than anything I've ever seen from mommy vloggers.
Crap.
So I read her bio on YouTube, which is probably over a decade old. It says, "Hi everyone, I'm Sky Wheatley. I like long walks on the beach, getting super drunk and passing out, humpback riding, jumping out of planes, and getting super high on this awesome new drug called life."
You
Just
literally
kidding.
have to say that while doing this.
Called live. Just kidding. I'm 20 years old and I'm currently holding auditions to find my perfect girl. Haha, joking. I'm pretty sure I'm straight. I'm super new to YouTube, so if anyone has any pointers, I'm all ears.
She's literally like twirling her hair as she's typing this, you know?
So, she seems like a nice lady. I just
think a little bit misguided about where it's going to be down the line for the kid.
Misguided about posting him in general, but as far as the parenting style is concerned, what's trendy right now obviously is gentle parenting, where if your kid starts crying or having a tantrum, you get down on the floor and you look them in the eyes and you do all these therapy psychobabble talk at them, and you say, "I understand your big feelings and you're valid and I see you, but you can't have a cookie right now." And that's just not really going to produce the most emotionally stable and well-adjusted generation in the future. I don't have good predictions for how this turns out.
I love the conversations whenever somebody has the guts to bring up. So hitting your kids, what do you guys think about it? And then people
can we ever have a happy medium? Is that ever possible? Why does it have to be two extremes on the internet every single time? You either are the gentle parenting mom where everything is beige and everything is cushioned like an insane asylum in your home, and you see their big feelings and validate them, or you're a violent child beater.
Yep.
Does it have to be one or the other?
It's also like weirdly like, but then there's also like the trope of like throwing the shoe. Right, like
the chancla.
Like some of it's like romanticized, and some of it is not. Right, so I don't know.
Everyone always says like, "I was hit as a kid and I turned out fine," but then they kind of didn't turn out fine, and then in the future we're gonna see 20 years from now, "I was gentle parented as a kid and I turned out fine," and to find that they're still more depressed and anxious than Gen Z is today.
Yeah. Thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.